You okay, Bob?
Yes, sir.
Excellent. You got your camera sorted out?
For some reason it's not working. My name's not coming up or anything. I'm saying, what the heck's
All
going
right.
on here?
No, it's working fine from this end.
Really?
How you doing, Andy?
I'm incredible, Greg. How are you?
All right.
Excellent. Okay, well, I've switched the recording on, so it behooves me to get this show on the road. So, good evening. Welcome to a Wealth Warriors presentation. It's not in its regular spot yet. We don't quite know when we're going to do this as a regular thing. It will probably be on a Tuesday evening or a Thursday evening, and it'll be 8 p.m. UK time and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Um, so I'll play with those dates and times, and I'll firm it up by putting a post in the Wealth Warriors Telegram group. So anybody who's watching this, if you are in the Wealth Warriors group, but you're not part of the Wealth Warriors Telegram group, then drop me a line, get added to that, because we have all of the different platforms we use are all covered um, in the Wealth Warriors Telegram group. Okay, everything you need to know about each of the individual platforms that we operate. Yeah, you need to mute one or the other of those, Greg, or you get horrible feedback. Um, Okay, so what we're going to be talking about today is I'm just going to talk about Wealth Warriors just very, very briefly. And it's an idea that I came up with over a year ago. I've since worked it through and has gone through several iterations, taken some rough bits off, added some nicer bits on, and got a better understanding myself of what on earth I was talking about. Because when I started, I just had an idea of what I wanted. I just didn't know how to achieve it. And what we want, or what I want, and I'm assuming you do as well, because you're either on the call with me now or you're watching this video, what we want is an escape from all of the scams and all of the bad business practices, all of the ups and downs of um, all these internet and online businesses that we fall foul of, sometimes through no fault of our own. Sometimes it is our own fault because we didn't check them out properly. And so what we've done is start to develop, and it's still very embryonic. It's got a few hundred members at the moment, but the potential for Wealth Warriors is far, far greater than that. And what Wealth Warriors is about is a building a community. We're not particularly bothered about the platforms. Of course, the platforms must meet certain criteria. And if they meet those criteria, then we will add them to our portfolio. But the way Wealth Warriors works is that you build one business, and by introducing some people to your team in that platform, and they become part of your team, your permanent network within Wealth Warriors. And once they're comfortable with that first platform they join, for example, that might be Bit Harvest, then we start talking to them about the next platform, and you want to maintain the lines of sponsorship across all of the different platforms we operate. Now, there's a number of reasons for that. One is because um, you want to. The whole idea is to preserve your permanent network by making sure that they have a secure and good experience with us in the online world. So, for example, if we have three or four platforms, I suppose we have four platforms, and we put a little bit of our effort into each of those four platforms, and one of them fails, then you have the other three platforms supporting your income still. So you don't lose everything, you don't lose all of your friends, you don't lose all of your money. You still have your friends in three businesses or three platforms, and you're making money from three platforms. Okay, and then what we'll do at a later stage, as soon as we can, is replace that platform that failed. But it means that you haven't lost everything. You don't reset back to zero, because that's the big problem with these types of businesses. So you maintain your permanent network, and that's what we're aiming to do. If you introduce somebody and you've only got them involved in one of those platforms, and that's the platform that failed, well, it's absolutely pointless them having had access to Wealth Warriors because they didn't take advantage of it. They only had one platform and that's gone. So their experience is exactly the same as if they weren't part of Wealth Warriors, which is a shame. It's like having a Ferrari and driving it in first gear. Why would you do that? You'd want to get the maximum out of it. So we've been looking for additional platforms. So at the moment we've got two platforms. One is Bit Harvest, and the second is called Matrix Freedom. Matrix Freedom is not necessarily a multi-level business in the sense that we're normally familiar with, but it is a way of generating personal and generational wealth. Okay, so I encourage those of you that are only in Bit Harvest to also get involved in Freedom Matrix. And up until recently, we've been promoting Cryptex. Cryptex is not a bad platform. The thing that we don't like about it, and it does meet all of our criteria except one or two, and the thing we don't like is that once you put your money in, you don't see any return on that money and for 36 months. Okay, so we're looking for, within Wealth Warriors, we're looking for a daily or a weekly or a monthly return on our investments because that's just what we're looking for. That's how we build, that's how we compound. Luckily, Cryptex does compound itself behind the scenes, but it does mean there's nothing for us to do as a business. So if you've got nothing to do with $100, by all means, get the link from your upline and chuck $100 into Cryptex, because in 3 years' time, the promise is not a promise made by me, promise made by Cryptex, is that you'll take out about $36,000. So you put $100 in now, and you get $36,000 out in 3 years' time. Not a bad deal, but of course, 3 years is a very long time. There's no guarantees. There's no guarantees we're going to be here. There's no guarantees the internet's going to be here. There's no guarantee the world's going to be here in 3 years. Okay, so that's kind of why we don't like it, because we can't start enjoying the rewards now. But what we've done is we've continued to look for other platforms, and there is a platform that we found that we like, that we're now promoting, we're launching today, and that's called UBX. And UBX is very much like Cryptex. So you can put your money into Cryptex for a period of time, and you choose. It's either 7 days, 15 days, 30 days, 180 days, or 365 days. So you choose how long your money stays there. It's not dependent on how much you invest. You can invest as little as $100 or a total aggregate of investment, a total aggregate of staking, if you like, of $50,000. And so you get your returns on that staking money every single day. And what happens is that you put your money in. The UBX is actually a fully operational exchange in the same way that Binance or Coinbase or any of these other exchanges are exchanges. People go on there, they exchange their money, they put their money into this coin, make a profit, take it out, put it into that coin, make a profit, and so on. So it's a fully operational exchange. When a customer buys a coin through UBX, they have to pay some fees. Well, nobody pays the fees up front. What you do is you pay the fees on completion of the transaction. So the company needs to make sure that the fees are there. When somebody orders some coins, it might take a few seconds for that order to be filled. They need those fees to be paid for up front, and that's what happens to your money. Your money is used to pay for those fees, then the transaction completes, and then the customer gets charged for those fees, and you make your profit, you get your money back. And all it needs is for your stake money, if you like, to be used 2 or 3 times a day, and there's more than enough profit in those transactions to pay you whatever percentage of return you've agreed with the company. So I'm going to talk through that in a little bit in my back office. But just to finish off about why we're launching UBX, why we want to get involved with UBX, is one is it's an exchange, so it's a fairly solid venture. Trading is not bad, arbitrage is not bad, but there is a potential to lose money in a lot of these online businesses. You know, you can win a trade or lose a trade, but it doesn't matter whether a trade is won or lost. It doesn't matter if the customer makes money or loses money, the fees have to be paid. So your stake money is going to earn money because the fees must be paid when people buy their crypto through UBX. Okay, so that's kind of why we like it. Your money is not at risk in the sense that a bad trader could lose all your money, which we've seen so many times with so many platforms. Okay, your money's not at risk in that sense. Of course, your money's always at risk anytime it's not in your own wallet that you control. Your money's at risk in your own bank account. Your money's at risk. If your pension money is still with the government until next month when you claim it, okay, your pension money is still at risk because the government makes decisions about things to do with your pension. So there is no security in your money except if you have it in an account that only you have access to. And it's not accessible by a bank or a building society or a government agency. Okay, if it's yours, put to one side, only you have access to it, then your money's secure. So in that sense, our money in UBX is as secure as it can be. Uh, yeah, it's as secure as it can be without being in our own cold wallet. But of course, we've got no guarantees. The UBX their fees may be exorbitant, and they can't attract customers, and they can't make money from their fees, and therefore, we wouldn't lose our money. What would happen is we wouldn't earn our returns. The stake money that you put in is actually guaranteed by some of the largest companies on the planet. They've given an assurance to UBX to basically to ensure your stake money. So if you put $1,000 in, then a company called BlackRock is guaranteeing that you'll at least get your $1,000 back again at the end of the staking period. So that's kind of the best you can get in terms of security or assurances. There are no real cast iron assurances, but that's just life. That's if you want to have assurances, then don't spend your money, keep it under your mattress, and lose 5% a year or whatever inflation's running at. So that's why we're going with UBX. We like it. It's a good solid platform. It looks like it's set up and being run properly. We've looked into some of the owners and the people that run these things. Okay, and they seem to be of good repute. The finances are good in the sense that it's an exchange with money coming in and money going out, and then they keep some of the difference. They've got this guarantee or warranty with BlackRock and another company, which we'll cover in a minute. So as with regards to adding it to our portfolio, I think this is about as solid as it gets. I could be wrong, but I think this is about as solid as it gets. To back that up, I'm going to be putting a chunk of money in myself. You'll see on a video in a minute that I'm going to show you what a simple compounding strategy can do with even a modest amount of money. So I had it here a few seconds ago and now it's gone. So I'll get it up again. I apologize if there's a disruption or an interruption to the narrative, because I'm the guy that President Kennedy used to talk about, who can't walk and chew gum at the same time. I can't click a mouse and talk at the same time. Sorry, that's not even the right one. Okay, let's think sensibly. Wealth Warriors. I've put quite a lot of stuff in Wealth Warriors. We have a number of topics in Wealth Warriors, one of which is UBX Exchange. There's a spreadsheet. There's a link to this meeting. There's all sorts of. There's a great website built in Notion, I believe, that has videos and PDF documents, white papers and spreadsheets and so on. There's a PDF document called the UBX bonus system. There's the compliance licenses. And there is this particular, there it is. There's this particular video, which is the one I want to show you. So I'm going to pause up for a second. Oh, like that, because that's the advert.
Little competition. Why would you not want to make money with this app? That app is called Audible. It's creative.
Okay, so make that big and share my screen. We'll listen to this guy. This video really impressed me. It's not the whole story, but it's certainly a good, good representation of what we're trying to do. Okay, so hopefully you can see.
Hello, and welcome to this presentation on behalf of a company called UBX. My name is Tony Kay. Little tiny bit about me. I've been self-employed for the last 50 years. For the first 20 of those, I had my own business managing international opera singers and classical musicians. And for the last 34 years, I've been involved in the referral marketing industry. back in June of 2024, just a few months ago, I was on the phone with a very good friend of mine called James Lee, who lives in Singapore. Now, I've known James for 25 years, and James is one of life's good people. He's very pleasant, very hardworking, very ethical, very professional. And although we paralleled the working practices of ourselves in two different companies, I've never actually worked together with him. So when he mentioned at the end of this conversation that he had just got involved in a brand new cryptocurrency exchange, because he'd been studying it for 2 years, he knew the lady that had funded it, he also knew the people who were running it. I asked him if I could join with him. And he told me, he said, actually, I don't even know if it's open in Europe. Well, it turned out to be open in the UK. And I believe, although I can't prove this, that I was actually one of the very first people, if not the first person, to actually open UBX over here in Europe. And without even knowing what it was. I have to say, looking back, I'm very pleased I did, because I've never come across anything like this in my entire life. Now, I'm 72 years old. I don't do exaggeration. I don't do hyperbole. I got over all of that. So when I say I've never seen anything quite like this in my life, I absolutely mean it. And what I'm going to do over the next 15, 20 minutes is I'm going to share the basic information with you. This won't be everything. We haven't got enough time for that, and I don't want to waste any of your time, but I will certainly give you enough information for you to make some kind of informed decision, or at least get to the point where you'd like to get some of your questions answered. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share the same information that James shared with me. To do that, I'll need to go into a PowerPoint presentation, so I'll share my screen with you. That should pop up here, and hopefully you're now looking at the welcome slide, which says, welcome to UBX. So first question is, what is UBX? Well, UBX is not only a cryptocurrency exchange, it's also a cryptocurrency token. There aren't that many exchanges in the world, but exchanges are where all cryptocurrency transactions take place. They're noted for exchanging one currency for another, for staking, for investing, for arbitrage, for futures, for trading. All of that happens in UBX. So one of the first questions people ask me is, how do UBX make their money? Well, with the millions of transactions that are going on there every single day, they take a very small percentage. Now, this UBX platform is incredibly new. It only started on the 3rd of January this year. And what they're looking for is people to back them. And we call that in the crypto world staking. And if at the end of this presentation, you feel that you would like to be one of those people, you're going to find that the money you put into this is going to earn you in 1 week what most other people earn in 1 year. Now, before I put meat on the bone of that sentence, let me just get this disclaimer out of the way. The information that I will give you tonight doesn't contain any financial advice, and it's for education purposes only. UBX is not regulated by any financial authority. That's because it exists solely within cryptocurrency space, and that's a deregulated market. No one is a financial advisor, so no one's qualified to give you financial advice, and you're welcome to do as much research as you like. Okay, let's talk about the 4 different ways that UBX can help you. I want you to imagine, for the sake of this presentation, that you decide to put $1,000 of your own money into UBX. Well, what you're going to discover is that every single person who stakes money with UBX earns money the same way. Very simply, they will earn between 0.4% and 1% every single day on what they personally put into the platform. Think about that for a second. In the real world, if you were to put, say, £1,000 or $1,000 into a building society or a pension fund or an ISA, you'd be lucky to get between 2 or 4% a year. So you'll find that when you start staking within a cryptocurrency company, 1% a day is just about as good as it gets. And that means, if you put in $1,000, you would be making $10 every single day. Now, everybody who stakes with UBX makes money that way, every single one. There are no exceptions. And we have over, I think, 300,000 people now staking with UBX. But there are 3 other ways to earn with UBX, and these are completely optional. You don't have to do this if you're not interested. But I want you to imagine that UBX themselves are looking for more people to stake money in the platform. They know that the people that are going to do that are the people that are recommended by someone who's had a very happy experience with UBX. So let's say that you ask me to take a look at this presentation, and I decide to join, and I decide to put in $1,000. I will, of course, start making, if I put it into the 1% plan, I'll start making $10 every day. You would be making 10% of my $10 every single day. That's paid to you by UBX. So it's $1 a day. It won't make you rich, but it's certainly a lovely little incentive if you're having a good time with UBX to recommend it to somebody else. Now, I too might want to show this or share this with other people. In fact, in the real world, I've shared it with 27 people. And those 27 people all stake with UBX. The staking that they can put in is as little as $100. It can be as much as 50,000. And believe me, when I tell you that in my 27 people, I've had every single possible scenario of people who stake. Good news for you is that you would earn 5% on the staking, on the earnings of those 27 people on a daily basis. Again, that's not a huge amount, but it is a rather lovely incentive to set you on your way. The big incomes with UBX happen when the total staking value of your entire team, and that incidentally is down an infinite number of levels, reaches $30,000. Might interest you to know that does not take very long. It took me 6 days to reach a team turnover of 30,000. That was on the I joined on the 3rd. That was on the 9th of January. Today, it's the 31st of January, and our team volume is now up over $220,000. And what happens is UBX will pay you a percentage override on that entire volume of staking. Now, how does this all work? It's very simple. We have 5 basic programs, and unlike the real world, in the cryptocurrency world, the percentage that you earn on a daily basis is dependent on how long you are prepared to give your money to UBX for. So the 5 plans run for either 7 days, and by the way, that's only available for brand new people who want to test out the platform. Then 30 days, 90 days, 180 days, and 365 days. What's interesting about that is that the longest plan here is the shortest period of time in the real world where you can do an investment. So if you were to put some money into a building society, they would insist that you kept it there for an entire year before they paid you their derisory 4% on that money you put in. Here, if you were to put it in for 7 days, you'd earn 0.4% a day. 30 days would be 0.7% a day. 90 days, a little promotion going on here, just for another week or so, 1%, which is the same as the 365-day plan, and 180 days is 0.9%. But the APR rates that you're actually earning are 146% a year, 250%, 365, 328, and 365%. And it's entirely your choice how long you want to do a stake for and how much you want to put in, because the choice is as little as $100 and as the max is 50,000. So this is an example which has happened to a $10,000 stake. So if you were testing the platform and you put $10,000 into the 7-day plan at 0.4% a day, that 10,000 over 7 days would earn you $280. Now, at the end of that 7 days, a number of things is going on here. First of all, at the end of 7 days, the $10,000 you put in is, of course, returned to you. The $280 that you were making, $40 a day, can be withdrawn at any time. So if you decided you wanted to live on $40 a day, you could take it out for 7 consecutive days. And then, of course, the total value and the yield would be $280. That's a little test plan. What we've discovered here in UBX is that, and this is not 99% of people, 100% of people usually turn around and say, well, that went rather well. Maybe I'll try it out for a little bit longer. Perhaps they'll put the $10,000 back in again. But this time they'll put it in for 30 days. Well, $10,000 for 30 days is going to earn 0.7% a day. That is a total of 21% in those 30 days. So at the end of 30 days, you would have earned $2,100. And by the way, these are fixed. You could withdraw $70 every single day because that's what you were earning. And the total value of the daily yield plus the return of your stake would be $12,100. By the time you get to this big boy here, the 365-day plan, which I have to be honest with you, 99% of people in my team is over 650 people, they all patronize the 365-day plan. Why? Well, obviously, because it's got the most lucrative rate of reward. So if you put 10,000 into this, and it's earning you 1% a day, which is $100 a day, you will, over 365 days, earn $36,500, at the end of which your 10,000 is returned to you. So you've now got $46,500 back again. And so it's really up to you to choose which of these plans you want and how much you want to put into them. The company itself is completely different to anything else you've ever seen out there in the crypto world. I know about all the disasters that go on out that world, but those are companies that are owned, if you like, by people who can arbitrarily control your money. This is an exchange. And as an exchange, it's very much, say, like a Binance or a Coinbase. It's also heading to become a public company by the end of this year. It has secure storage, risk control systems, internal control systems, asset transparency in that the company itself will let us know what's going on a 3-monthly basis, and then a protection fund. Now, two of our biggest investors, BlackRock and the Visionary Group, BlackRock put in $20 million, and the Visionary Group put in $50 million, and both of them have put a fund together, which is a 200 million protection fund, just in case this thing goes through any blips or bumps in the road as it's developing, as it's growing. But that's there to protect our the money that we put in. It's run by some extraordinary people. You can later on go back and look at this slide in detail. Read up about Rennie Anderson, our CEO, Drake Thompson, Nathan Blackwood, who incidentally is responsible for looking over after the 100 fintech experts that are constantly working on the platform, updating the A&I, and responsible for the general overall efficiency of what is actually a beautiful platform. Now, how do you get started? It's incredibly simple. UBX do not want any barriers to entry whatsoever. They would like pretty well the whole world to have the UBX app on their mobile phone or on their computer. So all you need to get started is an invitation code. Now, the invitation code you would get from the person who asked you to watch this presentation. Armed with that, you just pop along to the company's website, which is ubx.one/en. And this would open up this panel here. You would click on the button that says register. And this is a very unobtrusive registration process. So all it wants is an email address, a password, and then it'll send you an email to make sure that you have your the correct email address that is yours. And that invitation code goes in here. I know it says optional, but the platform will not work unless you fill that in. So that's you registered. You now own UBX, and that will leave you with two basic questions that need to be answered. Question number one is, how much do you want to put in? $100, $50,000, or anywhere in between? I can't advise you because we don't give financial advice, but that's your choice. And the second question is, how long do you want to put it in for? You see, if you're going to go into the real world and stay in the real world, what you're going to discover is that any amount of money you put into banks or building societies or pension funds or ISAs or any of those areas is actually going to make you nothing whatsoever. Most of these pay out 3 or 4% a year. Inflation, or the cost of living increase, also rises at 3 to 4% a year. So while the figures may appear to go up, the actual value of what you're building is staying the same, or in many cases, going in reverse. So I'm going to appeal to you to stop funding financial institutions. And for once in your life, start funding yourself. Remember, everybody in life needs some kind of investment if they want a residual income. It was Andrew Carnegie back in the 1920s who stated that the only difference between rich people and poor people is that poor people spend money and rich people invest it. But that does beg the question, what do you invest it in? You can try houses or precious metals or building societies or banks or, goodness knows what else. Or you could put in UBX, which is free, put in any amount of money you feel comfortable with and leave it to grow or to develop at 1% a day. You will not believe what happens to your wealth. And in fact, I'd like to show you that so you can see it with your own eyes. So this is an Excel spreadsheet that we give to every new person who stakes with UBX. I want you to imagine you're the poorest person on the planet, and all you can scrape together is the minimum amount, $100. That's about 86, 82, 83 pounds, right? So you put $100 in the original stake. You put it into the stake that's going to last for an entire year, so that's 1%. And let's say we choose today's date, which happens to be the 31st of Jan. Okay, so we'll stick that in there, all right? Now, what's going to happen is your $100 is going to start making $1 every day. So it's going to take you 100 days to reach another $100. Because when you've reached another $100, you can then restake that. And you've now got two stakes running, which are worth $200. But they're going to make you $2 a day. So it's only going to take you 50 days to make your next $100, which is going to mean you've got three stakes running, which is $300. So it's only going to take you 34 days to make your next $100. And you can see what's going to happen. Well, let's say you decide that you would like to be living on a residual income of £2,000 a month. If you were to type 2,000 in here, okay, it would then tell you that on the 16th of June, after having restaked 69 times, you would be earning £2,000 a month residual income from this original $100 stake. Let's say you wanted to make £4,000 a month, quite possible. That might be your goal. It tells you you're going to have to wait till the 24th of August, 2026. Now, the next thing that's really interesting is this. Let's say you're one of those people that could manage a little bit more than $100. Let's say here you put in $500. Watch what happens to the date here when I enter that. It now changes to the 28th of January, 26. So in less than a year, your $500 would immediately allow you to be living on £4,000 a month residual income, because you can see here 500 produces 100 in only 21 days. If you were to start, as many people in the UK have done, with £1,000, which is 1,206 USDT, you're going to find that on the 25th of October this year, in just under 10 months, you're going to be on £4,000 of residual income. So that was a little overview about what James shared with me back in June. I hope you found that interesting. It's probably raised a few questions. All I would ask you to do is to get back to the person who first asked you to have a look at this, get your questions answered. If they're very new and they can't answer the questions, don't worry, they'll call one of the leaders, maybe me, and we'll have a little chat. I will answer anybody's questions, and then it's up to you to decide if this is something for you. So thank you for your time today. Delighted that UBX has come into your hemisphere, and I wish you every success, based on the choices that you make in life. I made one on the 23rd of June, and boy, oh boy, was it the right choice. But I can't convince or persuade you other than by sharing the information and getting your questions answered. And you will have to determine where you go from here for yourself. So thank you very much for your time. Have a lovely rest of the day, weekend, whatever time of the year you're looking at this in. And perhaps we'll meet again in the team. All the best and bye-bye.
Sorry about that. So, yeah, feel free to unmute yourselves and we can talk about the, what you've just seen in the video. The thing that got my attention was that you can put in there the amount of money that you want to make every month, and it tells you exactly when you're going to hit that figure starting from wherever you are. So I like that because that's what a lot of people get into this type of business for. They want to replace their income of £4,000 a month or whatever it is, and they can see exactly how long it's going to take them to get there. Okay, so yeah, like I say, feel free to. Oh, sorry, you can't unmute yourselves. I apologise. I said to Walter the other day that it's funny that we have all these different routines that we build up over the years of doing these calls, and then all of a sudden you're away for a few weeks and you forget how to do it. So there we go. You can unmute yourselves now if you want to, and come and say hi.
Yeah, okay, Andy. I've seen that video before. Yeah, I mean it's good. I'm going to join this, no doubt about it. I'm waiting for some crypto funds to come my way, hopefully within the next 7 days. If I haven't got any, I might need you to do one of your tricks again and change some fiat for crypto for me. I'll leave it for a few days because it's not going to make any difference, and see if it comes in. If it doesn't, I'll get on to you.
Okay, cool. I do have a little bit of crypto lying around at the moment, but I was hoping to use that for to basically put as much money as I can into take this myself. I'm going to put a chunk of change in there. I just think this is what I've been looking for. You see the similarities between this and something we were doing before. But anyway, yes. So I have some crypto lying around. If you need to avail yourself of that, then just let me know.
Yeah, okay, fine. Send me the referral link when you get a few minutes. There's no panic because shan't be doing anything for a few days, but it's
Okay, cool.
worth getting into.
Well, what do you like about it best?
Well, first of all, the fact that you get your money back at the end of whatever period you're staking. I mean, that is a big advantage that so many of the other platforms never offered.
Yeah.
You have to earn it back. You never got it back. And secondly, the duration of getting your money back is reasonable unless you want to go for the year. I personally, like anything I do, I like to get the biggest chunk of my money back in between 3 and 6 months. Having been bitten several times, I think the Cryptex one, okay, yeah, I would probably go in and do as you said, put $100 in it and wait 3 years and see if there was anything at the end of it, and if there wasn't, I wouldn't be disappointed. But when it comes to putting reasonable sums of money of 1,000 or multiple thousands in, I would like to see that back in my pocket within 6 months.
That's a fair thing. You'll see in a minute what I've done, but I think getting your money back over a 6 month period is reasonable. It's certainly what happens with Bit Harvest.
Yeah,
One booster pays you back within almost 7 months,
Yeah.
the way it's performing right now.
Yeah.
But I like this. The thing I like about this is it's a guaranteed 1%. It's not based on market volatility. It's not based on trading performance or anything else. It's a contract between you and the company. And the company are going to make far more than 1% a day based on what you stake them. So they can guarantee your 1%. So that's what I like about it. It's kind of predictable. And you saw from the spreadsheet there that it's easy to project ahead and see how long it's going to take you to achieve a certain amount of income. So what I'm going to do then, if there's no objections, I'm going to share my back office. Now, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway because I don't care. It's easier to apologize after the event than get permission beforehand in my experience. So this is the back office. When you register, a couple of things I find out. One is that when you register, there's no there's no country for USA. So if you're in the USA, select Canada because that gives you the same international dialing code as the USA, and then you can go ahead and put your details in. Yeah, you don't. The fact that you use that to register, the fact that you use Canada to register, doesn't affect anything later. This is just the registration process. You're not lying or breaking the law or anything at all. You're just selecting an option that allows you to register and get into the system. I don't know why they don't have the USA. However, what I have done is I've read back through some of their recent and very early on um, announcements and papers and so on, and they always single the United States out for testing. So when they're going to test something or launch a new part of the platform, they get rid of all other options except the US and just set it up for the US. So I know that there are a lot of people in the US that are doing this, and the platform works well in the US because that's their sandbox, if you like. That's where they test it. Um, it's only later when those features have been proven to work, they've got all the bugs out of it, then they open it up for the rest of the world. So I know that it works well in the United States, and it's been designed for that. Like I said, this registration process is missing from the list. So select Canada. Okay, pure and simple. I could have said that much quicker than that. So yes, it's the registration process, like on the video says, very, very simple. An email, a password, and then you get a verification to your email address. Because you can't change your email address, you've got to put a valid email address in. But let me tell you something about email addresses. If you want to have more than one account, for example, you might want to have an account for yourself and one for your wife, and your email address might be john at gmail.com. Okay, and you want to have a second email address for your wife's account, then just do john +1 at gmail.com. Okay, what happens is that when they send an email to john +1 at gmail.com, it comes through to your john at gmail account. Okay, so not a lot of people know that. You can just add a +1, a +2, a +3, and you can have multiple email addresses come through to your one email address or your one inbox. So little trick there if you want to take advantage of that. There's some strategy coming out about how. Oh, sorry, and I'll come on to strategy a little bit later. So how do we deposit some money? So this is the home page. Okay, most of what we're going to do is in earn crypto. We can buy crypto. We can get involved with the markets, the spot trading, the futures, and go on the exchange. Okay, and if you want to do that, if you want to start buying Bitcoin with your USDT, or buying Solana or XLM or DAI or Doge coins or whatever you want to buy, you can do that all through the exchange, and it operates in the normal way that an exchange works. If you don't know what that is, then there are plenty of videos on the internet about how to use an exchange, and there's plenty of videos within UBX to share that with you, or show that to you, I should say. So the most of what we do for this business is going to be in the Earn Crypto. Okay, and when we look at the Earn Crypto platform or the Earn Crypto page, what it basically is there are 4 different staking options here under the UBX mining. So we have the different plans, 0.7%, or sorry, 0.8% daily interest, 0.7% daily interest, 0.6% daily interest, and 0.5% daily interest. And they all have different staking periods, 360 days, 180 days, 90 days, and 30 days. And that's in UBX. And if you switch over to the UBC mining, this is where you get the 1% daily interest for 365 days, nearly 9% for 180 days, nearly 8% for 90 days, and 0.7% for 30 days. So this is the plan that most people will go for, and it's certainly the one that I went for when I put my $100 in to test it all out. And I thought, well, I don't really want to just sort of have a 7-day plan. I might as well go for the 1% daily interest. And so that's what I did. So how do we get money into? So that's how you buy the plans. So how do we get money into the platform? Very simple. You go back to the home page and make a deposit. Quick as a flash, it goes over to the deposit page, and you can select whichever asset you like. Okay, now I like USDT because I have some USDT, but you can actually select UBX if you have some, Bitcoin or Ethereum. So I selected USDT, and then you need to select the network. You can USDT is available, I believe, on about 9 or 10 different networks. Okay, and you can select any one of them. Whatever network your USDT is on the list here. And I'm a traditionalist, I suppose, in that sense. There was a time that the Tron network was the cheapest and the fastest, so that's what I've always stuck with. It's not the cheapest and the fastest now, but I just stick with what I know. I'm not very adventurous in that regard. So then you can take this address, go to your external wallet, and send however much money you want to that wallet address. You can also scan that QR code, and you know it does exactly the same thing. Now, where we're going to deposit to, this is important because when this is first set up, it will be set up to send the money to your spot account, but we actually wanted to go to our earn account. So we select earn from the drop down list or from the pop-up menu there. Okay, and then we would send our money to this wallet, and they'll go straight into our earn account. Now, if we do end up sending our money into our spot account, then from the assets list on the top right-hand corner here, so you can see here it keeps track of my deposit. So I deposited $100, and then I realized that wasn't quite enough. So I deposited another $10. So just be careful, the amount that you're going to deposit, it says $100 is actually a little bit more than that. So a couple of dollars more maybe. So just keep an eye on that. If you look at your assets here, we've got an overview, we've got a spot account, a futures account, and an earn account. And we want our money to be in the earn account because that's where we're going to do our business. If you click on the earn account, you can see it's got its own separate page and its own menu. Now, if we go, sorry, I want to say so many things, I'm getting tongue-tied. So this total valuation here, $113, that was $109 about 3 or 4 days ago. So you can see that every day a dollar is being added to that, just over a dollar, in fact, is being added to that. When my money ended up in the spot account, I actually went here to the spot account. I transferred the money. We click on transfer at the top here from my spot account to my earn account. Okay, it was in USDT. Quantity was all, which is now none, and confirm. So if I do end up putting the money in the wrong account, if it goes in the spot account, not a problem. Just come into the spot account and transfer it back to the earn account, because it's in the earn account that we will be able to buy our plans, stake our money. There's also an option here for my team. So if you are building a team of people, then you can keep track of them here. This is just a very brief overview. New registrations yesterday, total registrations, and so on. And if you want the details of who's in your group, you click on this green button over on the right hand side where it says details, and you can see the email address and the account number of every single person in your business. The front line first, I'm not going to show you because there's real data in there. There's people, people's information. So the front line first, and then you click on a different tab for the second line, and then you go on a different tab for everybody else. Okay, so it's a very simple compensation plan. Is first line, second line, everybody else, and you earn daily on the first line and the second line. The 10% and then the 5%, and then the everybody else all adds into your group volume. So as long as or when you get up to 30,000 volume for your group, then you start making an additional bonus, which is good. Okay. So that's the earn account. If you go over here now to earn crypto, so we put our money into our earn account, and now we come here and we decide which of these options we want to stake our money for. And it's a simple case of invest now. So if you've got $100 or more in, you just click on invest now, and you'll be able to complete all of this information and submit the order. Once you've submitted the order, then it takes, I think it's not the next day, but the following day, your money's staked, and so you start earning money on the second day. What else we want to talk about is the actual running of the account itself. So I put my photo in here. I always do that, but you might just have a little avatar thing at the top right. Okay, and there's an overview, a security center, real name verification. We'll come on to that in a minute. API management. If you feel very adventurous, you can start remote remote trading if you know what you're doing. You can check how much referral commission you've received. But let's just look very briefly at the security center. Well, let's look at the overview first. And then, so you want the security level to be high, in my opinion. It's entirely up to you. But if we go into the security center, there's a number of different things you can do. One is you can enable and disable your Google Authenticator here. The other is your email address will be in here automatically for once you've registered, but you can change that. And your phone number is not there automatically, but I suggest you do. So I've set up all three of those as different ways that I can authenticate my account, and therefore I've been awarded 3 stripes security level, highest you can possibly get. The password settings here, you can just edit your password settings, or you can close your account. You can actually deactivate your account. Once it's deactivated, you won't be able to log in or register. So if you are going to disable your account or deactivate your account, get all of your money out of it first and then deactivate the account, because you won't be able to get back in after you've deactivated your account. So the second thing is KYC. There are 3 different levels of KYC. And as you can see, I've done the basic and I've done the advanced. But the 3 different levels of KYC, let's see if I can show you in a slightly different way. Okay, KYC tier benefits. Okay, so there are 3 different levels of KYC. If you don't complete KYC at all, the most you can withdraw is $500,000 a day. Oh no, awful. Okay, so some people might be worried about their KYC. No problem, they can still withdraw up to $500,000 a day without verifying who they are. Basic verification is your passport and date of birth. Okay, it means you can withdraw up to $2 million a day. And advanced verification then is just the proof of address. That's the only thing you add to the basic verification. You can withdraw up to $5 million a day. Okay, so and that's controlled by compliance and regulatory requirements covering UBX, their agreement with their regulators. So, although you can register using the Canada selection for the country, you can't, I'd suggest don't mess around with the KYC, because you've got to verify who you are, and you may have to later verify where you live. So make sure and put the correct information into that. So that's it for KYC. Referral commission, should we look at that? Okay, this is where you get your link. Okay, and you can select the default invitation. The default information is 100% cashback rate, and here's your information, your invitation code, or the whole link looks like that. Okay, so if you're going to send somebody to the registration page, they only need the code. If you're going to send them a link, they need the whole thing. And you can invite people. I believe you can invite people directly from the site. Yeah, so here you can copy the link, you can download it, or send a QR code. You can look into total cashback, total commission, and so on when there's figures there to see. You can also create a different, let me see if I can, yeah, so this is a default invitation, or you can set up personalized invitations for your friends. So instead of 100%, you can make this less than 100%, and create a whole new system for commissions. You might want to do it differently than the default, and you can make a number of you can make up to 20 different invitation links. So you can have a big long list of invitation links. This one's on 100% and friends commission rate is 0. Well, this one's 100%, this one friends commission rate is 50% and so on. And so you have a big long list. You come in here and just select whichever invitation link you want to send out to people. Personally, I'm going to leave it on default invitation and just leave it like that. So what else do we want to talk about? I don't think we do API management. I'm not going to talk about that because it gets complicated and I don't see a need for it. It's basically to do with the trading side rather than what we're doing with earning money. And then, of course, log out. Now, I would suggest don't log out. You can, of course. You can log out every single time. When you log in again, then you need to go through the whole two-factor authentication to log back in with an email code and a verification code on your authenticator. So it gets to be a bit of a pain. But if you don't log out, and every time you come to the website, you're already logged in. Just a little thing to make it nice and easy. There's a couple of nice little features here. One is about buying crypto. Somebody told me this, I've not tried it myself. But you can buy direct fiat. So you can buy crypto directly with fiat. But unfortunately, there's only 6 different currencies that you can import from, or that you can use to buy crypto. Okay, the Hong Kong dollar, the Indian rupee, Brazilian lira, is that? Indonesian, no, not sure what's in. So yes, so these 3. I should know these. I used to be a forex trader. I should know these. So for example, if you wanted to input from USD, it's not there. Okay, but somebody told me that they can actually go to their bank and they can buy Hong Kong dollars with their United States dollars and then import and then buy their cryptocurrency using the Hong Kong dollars. Okay, so that might be something that's useful. I don't know if that works, but that's what they told me they were going to do. Okay, so buying crypto, and then of course we've got the markets, we've got the futures, and we've got the exchange itself. So that's kind of all I wanted to cover off in the back office. So when you want to cash in your rewards, and this is where you would do it, you come into the exchange, decide what currency you've got, you've been paid your rewards in, what you want to take it out in, and convert it. Okay, it's very, very simple. But that's how you, so although you put your money in USDT, you earn in UBX or UBC, whichever plan or whichever staking option you've taken. So whatever you get your rewards in, okay, then you end up you can convert it to UBX and withdraw it that way. Okay, so I think that's all I wanted to cover in the back office. Purchase orders, earn orders. Yes, this shows you the amount that I've staked in my account so far. There's the details. Tells me about the plan itself, how much I staked, what my actual income is, how much I've made so far. $3.34. It's not bad. On $100, more than my bank's given me. Also, there's this option here to auto reinvest, which is useful. So you can withdraw your profits every single day. If this is, or not, it's entirely up to you. But at the end of the period, this auto reinvest means that you will automatically reinvest this $109 into another staking option, exactly the same staking option, and it would run for another year. If you've created profits, then that's not taken into account for the auto invest or auto reinvest. What you have to do with those profits is cash them in, and then buy and then stake those profits in the earn crypto pages. Hopefully that's clear. The auto reinvest only applies to the capital that you've staked, not to the profit you've made. Okay, so I'm going to stop the share. I'm gonna.
Andy, what's the reinvest fee? I mean,
don't
I'm sorry, what is
don't
it? Yeah,
believe there is anything. I don't
what is
believe
the
there is a fee.
fee?
I don't believe there is a reinvest fee.
I'm sorry, I don't mean, what about the withdrawal fee?
That's a good question. I've not withdrawn. I've been told that it's very, very cheap,
Uh-huh.
very low fees.
Okay.
Um, I've got some Telegram, some WhatsApp messages from somebody who was telling me about their experience that they withdrew and it was very cheap. What I'll do is I will look up those messages and I'll send it to you. See if I can.
But a couple of people said so far it's not expensive.
It's not expensive, yes.
Other question, the 7 day, is the 7 day a trial? Did I see something somewhere? It's a trial. And then, so if you just want to continue, if after 7 days, would it automatically continue, or do you have to do something
I
if you
think,
come in at $100?
yeah, I think that the 7 day plan doesn't have the auto reinvest option. And so at the end of the 7 days, your plan would just mature and your $100 would be put back into your earn account, along with any profit if you've not withdrawn your profit yet. And then you can
Can you just
decide,
continue it?
and then you just decide which plan you want to put the money into.
Say that again, Andy.
Okay, at the end of the 7 days, the $100 gets put back into your earn account,
Mm-hmm.
along with any profit if you haven't withdrawn your profit yet.
All
So,
right.
ideally, you would have $102.80, something like that, all in your earn account, and then you decide which staking option you want to take next. I don't think the 7 day option will be available to you after you've done your. If you use the 7 day plan or the 7 day staking option, then you don't have that option again.
Okay.
I could be wrong. I've not discussed that with anybody. It's only based on what the guy said in the video that the 7 day staking option is only available for newbies to test things out. So I would assume you can only test it out once, but I might be wrong. You might be able to test it out 2 or 3 times.
All right.
But even so, the next option up is 30 days. That's not too bad. The reason I think this is a good fit for Wealth Warriors is because we can withdraw our money every single day. So once we've got our initial stake back out, it's a little money making machine for the rest of the time. So
You can start your 100 you can make your 100 for 30 days instead of 7, can't you?
you can, but you won't get $100 back within 30 days.
Okay.
So if your primary focus is on getting your stake money back out, it's pointless doing a 7 day or a 30 day plan because the money won't be in there long enough to make $100 or $1,000, whatever option you take. So that's why I've gone for the 365-day plan because I'm going to make $365 based on my $100.
Okay.
But you do what you want. I think the 7 day plan is really just a case of saying, yeah, I've figured out how to put the money in, how to how to stake it, where the earnings come in, and where it goes when it matures. So you gain you gain confidence with the platform. So that's what I think is for, not so that you can say, well, look at all the money I'm making, because seven is it 0.7% for 3 days for 7 days isn't a huge amount of money. Earn orders.
And again, you can put in any amount. So you can go 100, you can go 300, 400, or whatever you want.
Yes, I believe that the total aggregate of everything you stake can exceed $50,000.
All right.
When I first read this, I thought that the most you could stake in anyone's stake is $50,000. But I heard something on a video on a Zoom call the other day from the company, and I believe what they said was that it's an aggregate of $50,000. Yeah, so if we go for this 7-day plan, where is it? UBC. No, maybe I don't actually have access to it.
Then what you do is you take another 50,000, put it in your wife's name or your son's name or whatever.
Yes. Yeah, I don't think I have access to the 7-day plan because I've already staked once. So that's 360, 180, 90, 30. Yeah. Then that's 365, 180, 90, 30. So I don't have access to the 7-day plan anymore. So that's how they do it. It's just remove access. Were you going to say something, Bindi? No? Okay. Michael, you didn't see you sneak on there. Good to see you. Thank you, guys. So you've asked some good questions. If there's any burning questions, then by all means drop them to me in Telegram and I will find out the definitive answer for you. There is a training session tomorrow by the company that goes through some of what I've just talked about. You know, how to make a deposit and how to stake the money. But there'll be a lot more information, I believe, about how to get your money back out, how to use the exchange better than I've explained. This sort of thing. So I will post it as soon as I've got the details of that meeting tomorrow. I've asked for it and it's not been sent to me yet. But as soon as I've got it, I'll post it in the Wealth Warriors section.
I believe it indicates 7 a.m. in the U.S. Eastern Time.
Is it? Okay, good.
That's 7 a.m. in the morning?
Correct.
7 8 tomorrow morning. Hey, where are they located, Andy? The company?
Well, they've got a number of offices. If we look on their website,
The main location?
yeah. Sorry, I looked this up the other day. There's PDF documents in the Telegram group under Wealth Warriors that have all that information in it. And I apologize, I can't remember.
Okay.
But they're licensed in the United States and Canada and the UK. One of their addresses is in London, but I can't remember exactly where. And I believe there's one in Canada. But it's all in the PDF documents within the Telegram group. I've also put a link there to something called Notion, which is it's basically a way of putting it. Notion is a site where you can go and put lots of information in the same place about the same topic. So there's PDF documents, there's videos, there's white papers, there's Word documents, there's testimonials, spreadsheets, all sorts of things in Notion. So I've put the link in there and you can go to Notion, join in and have a look at that. You can download everything. There's all the links for their Facebook, for their Telegram, for their WhatsApp. Okay.
So whoever mentioned about the call being at 7 tomorrow morning, is there a link? So we still have to wait for a link though?
Yes.
No, I thought I saw it there.
Is it in UBX? The UBX?
I looked at a number of things. When it might well be in UBX. Yeah.
Yeah, UBX Telegram group.
And I was surprised when 7 a.m. I said, "Whoa, that's for early risers."
Yeah.
And it seemed to be a mistake.
I heard a little bit of the podcast this morning. It was at 7 8 too.
Oh, okay.
A little bit of it. I had something to do, but it was going on, and I got on to it about 7:10. They were talking about some things, but anyway. So I'll keep an eye out I'll look in the Telegram too. Who's is this? Robert talking? Hey, Robert.
It is. How you doing? Whereabouts are you?
Alrighty. Huh?
Whereabouts in the States are you?
Ohio,
Hi. Okay. You're Central Time.
Eastern time.
Are you still at Eastern Time? Okay.
Yes. And so I'll look at Andy. I keep if I don't see it in Telegram, I'm sure, like you said, you'll post it in Wealth Warriors when you get it.
Yes, absolutely. I asked for it earlier, and I've just checked messages from this guy, and I've not had it yet. So I've
Okay.
sent him another message
I
saying,
know. I know. I read it and I looked at it. Do a double take when I saw 7 a.m. I said, "Whoa."
"Yeah, I'm a little bit confused by their Zoom calls because I've been on some of their Zoom calls, it's like it's not training about the platform itself. It's training about the crypto industry in general, which was confusing."
You
Okay,
would think they want to promote their own product. You know?
okay. I've got this link now, so I'm going to put it straight into. So copy that, put it straight into Telegram. There we go. So it's in Telegram. It's under the UBX, and you need to be staked apparently. Um,
Oh, really?
yeah, I don't. I don't know if that's a rule or that's just their preference. Uh, Personally, if there was a training session, I didn't have a stake in the game, I would still go because I want to find out about it. So you do what you want. Like I say, it's better to, or it's easier to apologize after the event than get permission beforehand. So Saturday, the 22nd of February at 10 o'clock, 10 o'clock till 11:30.
Where?
But it doesn't tell me doesn't tell me what time zone. So it's
Well, whatever it is, I just tell them Andy said it was okay.
Yeah. So that 10 o'clock is what time? What time zone, Andy? Is this?
yeah,
I'm gonna go.
I'm just going to find out.
Oh, okay. I'm almost sure the call for us here in the U.S. will be 7 in the morning.
Right. Yeah.
Yes, buddy, UK time. So there we go.
Yeah, 10, 10, 11, 12, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
There we go. So you know everything I know. That's scary, isn't it?
Okay.
Just good.
Okay, so yeah, I'm looking forward to the training session, learn a bit more about the platform, learn a bit more about the company, some of the people involved. I've read pretty much everything they've put up. As you can tell from not being able to answer the questions earlier, it's not all stuck yet. It's not all gelled, but I've read everything and it all looks good to me. So there we go. I'm expecting great things. And what I've always said, and I've said many of you have heard me say this many times, is you can build an empire on 1% a day. You know, people look at all these returns that people are promising on the internet of 15% in 5 days and stuff like that. None of that's sustainable. If you can get 1% a day, you can build an absolute empire. And it doesn't take long. As you see from the spreadsheet, it doesn't take long if your income, if you start with say $500 or $1,000, and your income you want $4,000 a day as your sorry a month as your income, then it doesn't take long. It's only a few months for that to happen, and that's what excites me about this. That's what I like about it. It's something that you can predict what's going to happen, and you can plan, and it's going to make a lot of difference to a lot of people, I think. Of course, that's up to us how many people we get involved. The compensation plan, the money that you earn from your people, isn't the largest part of this. You know, there is some reward for you because you're the one doing the work, bringing new people in, but mostly everybody will be earning from their own passive income, which I like. That's the way it should be, I think. A little bit of reward for helping others, but mostly you're earning money from your own business. Okay, guys. Well, I'm quietly excited about this opportunity, and I'm going to be spreading the word to a lot of people. I want to get a lot of people involved, and I want to make a lot of money at this myself. Um, so the two are not mutually exclusive. There are a lot of people I know who need this. There's a lot of people going to bed tonight wondering where their financial future is. How they're going to get out of debt, how they're going to pay their mortgage, how they're going to pay off their student loans and so on. There's so many people with financial problems, and these problems just mounting up, and there's so many people will be looking at something like this and realize that there is light at the end of the tunnel. So I'm looking forward to talking to people about this. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be exciting for me and exciting for them, and hopefully exciting for you guys too. Um,
Property problems are only opportunities for solutions, and now you found a solution.
it's true. It's true.
And likewise, additionally, I looked at this posting on the UBX exchange, and it indicates that invite friends. So it doesn't seem like there's any prerequisites that you already be signed up. It says invite your friends and partners to a part of the experience, be part of the experience. So
What did it say there?
down at the bottom, underneath where it says all the times, the locations. The last one is Moscow at 3 p.m. And it says join Zoom. Then underneath that, it says welcome to UBX podcast. And then it goes on to indicate that.
Yeah, please note, new people, if you haven't staked, you cannot attend.
Yep.
Yeah, so the second paragraph, the one that's in brackets, says, please note, new people, if you haven't staked, you cannot attend. This training is for active stake members only. Well,
Sure that I'm on.
stuff it. If you want to go, go.
Okay.
You know, I don't think there'll be anything they'll say that will adversely affect a non-staked member. It might not be suitable for if you're using it to show a brand new person the business. I don't think this will be suitable for that. The thing to use for that is the video that I showed earlier, because that's available in the Telegram group.
Right.
That's all I ever show people is that video, and then give them the spreadsheet that they can have a play with for themselves. And that's all available in the Telegram group.
Yeah, something to tantalize them with.
Sorry?
Something to tantalize them with.
Yes, I think there's enough information in that video that people can see that it's either something they should be looking at or not. And then of course once they register, they've got access to everything they need to check it out.
You can actually send that spreadsheet, Andy, can you?
Yes, it's in Telegram. So what you do is you click on it once and it downloads, and
Yeah.
then you click on it again, it opens, and you can save it onto your computer.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I'll go and look at that. I didn't realize it was in there.
Yeah. Yeah, there's so much stuff in that Telegram group already about UBX. And there's a link to the Notions page where there's all sorts of information. There's a link to that video. There's a link to the spreadsheet. There's a link to the bonus PDF. Okay. And so a lot of information.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
Okay, guys. Well, I'm going to call a halt there. It's actually,
Okay.
I really didn't expect this call to go this long. So it's been an hour and a half, which was very interesting. So I will post this video in Wealth Warriors as well in the UBX thing. So if you want to, by all means, share it with people so they can see what we talked about. I will edit out the bit where I had some technical difficulty switching the video off.
And real quick, I spoke to Tom earlier, and he was doing something with had to go to the hospital for it, whatever. But he said that he wanted to do something with this, probably a minimal amount. Because I told him, I said, yeah, I want to get going, and it seemed that he wanted to have him signed up and then be signed up under him.
Yeah.
Or if he in fact does not want to do it, then I want to do it. So it's, I just want to get it going.
Yeah, I've already sent Tom my referral link. So tell him, pull his finger out, get signed up, and then he can get his referral link and send it to you.
And for some reason, he told me he didn't see anything. I said, okay. All right.
Okay, guys, good to see you all. I'll post the Zoom schedule for the week. So this meeting will probably happen on either Tuesday or Thursday next week, 8 p.m. UK time, 8 p.m. Eastern time. You don't have to come to both of them. People turn up on both of the meetings I did on I said it's going to be the same meeting. We're going to watch the same videos. So yeah. So bring new people along. Either to the Bit Harvest one that I do or to this one, because the idea is you get them into one platform and then we educate them at the other platforms as we build Wealth Warriors.
And now these
there may be another platform in the offing as well. Somebody sent me something that they think looks good, and so I'll be checking into that in the next day or two. Sorry, Bob.
So you're gonna post something with regard to your schedule for the coming week for Tuesday, whatever day.
I will be posting that. Yes.
And is that going to be with regards to UBX or Bit Harvest or both?
No, it's going to be Wealth Warriors. All the Zoom calls I do for Wealth Warriors. It'll be 2 for Bit Harvest, 2 for UBX, a problem-solving workshop, and a Welcome to Wealth Warriors presentation. Okay. So there's 6 Zoom calls in the week.
Okay, so you're going to outline which days are which.
Yes.
Or whatever. Right. Okay.
Yeah, and I might even mix and match them a little bit. So okay. We haven't got to do both of the Bit Harvest on the same day. We could do them on different days.
Okay, super. I certainly appreciate all your work.
Well,
I got to run, Andy. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Sigmar. So
thank you, Andy. Take care.
Now that you've looked at this a little bit more, Sigmar, what are your thoughts?
I like it a lot, and I do want to get in.
Excellent. Yeah, I thought that might be the case. That's how I felt. So, guys, good to spend some time with you. Bindi, thank you for that. And yeah, God bless everybody. We'll speak soon.
Andy.
Thank you very much. Have a great evening.
See you later, Andy.
Bye.